Hey you guys, and welcome to my little channel. In today's video, I'm going to be recreating the one and only iconic Adriana Lima makeup look.
Supermodel Adriana Lima.
So in today's video, I did a little deep dive like I always do when it comes to creating any makeup look, whether it's recreating a certain person's makeup look or even like a style. I usually like to do a little deep dive. I'm going to start off with my eyebrows and I'm going to try to make them a little thinner. Okay, so first I'm going to start off by putting gel on them so that way I can really just move them around. And then I'm going to use a tweezer to kind of pinch the hairs together. Adriana's eyebrows weren't too thin. They were still a little bit full. It was like somewhere in the middle between like full brows and thin brows. It was like right there. It was a little square right here where the brow starts. So I'm going to try to imitate that as much as possible. But you guys, meanwhile, I'm drawing in the brows. I talk about how she even got into the model world, and even more so how she became a Victoria's Secret angel, because she was not aiming to be a model to begin with. She actually spent most of her years studying and she wanted to be a pediatrician doctor, which is like so crazy to me. Sometimes certain things that are meant for you and you didn't even know it are gonna end up happening randomly and out of nowhere because it truly is meant for you. Now, like I said, Adriana Lima wasn't aiming to be a model. Her friend at that time entered a modeling contest, and that friend convinced Adriana to also enter, and she ended up coming in second place worldwide in that contest, which later got her discovered. So you just honestly, you never know what can be in store for you. That's why you just have to have faith and just keep going and just know whatever is meant for you will be for you, whether you're working at it or maybe you don't even know what you're gonna do, or you might have something completely different in mind, but then your outcome comes out differently, but it could be better than you ever even imagined, and it could be just the right thing for you. And just have an open mind and just know that somehow everything is just gonna work out and fall together somehow in some way. You guys, it looks a little crazy right now, but trust me when I tell you that concealer is gonna work miracles, okay? Now I'm gonna come back when I'm concealing so that way you could trust me a little bit more in this process. Okay, you guys, so I was watching Adriana Lima's Vogue Beauty Secrets video, and I saw that she mixed her base in her hand and literally just put it on just like that. So we're gonna do that. And I'm gonna use same two things that I always use for my base, which is the L'Oreal Lumic Lotion and the House Labs foundation in the shade 070. I'm gonna put on more of the Lumic Lotion because she does like more of like a bronze glowy look. The same thing that I talked about in my Victoria's Secret Angel makeup tutorial, and if you haven't seen that video, go watch it because you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So of course, just like the angels like to have like that bronzed glowy look, she is the queen of the Victoria's Secret angels. Instead of putting it on the outside of my hand like I usually do, I'm gonna put it just like that on my fingers, and then I'm gonna put a little dot of the House Labs just like that. And honestly, this is the first time I'm putting base on this way, so it feels a little weird, you know, it feels like I'm rubbing paint all over my hands, but let's trust in Adriana. She almost applies it as if it's face moisturizer. We're even gonna put some on the neck. It is not too bad for applying it with my hands. I have this like urge to just go in with my beauty blender, but I'm gonna try to do this as accurately as possible. I don't remember her going in with the beauty blender in the video. I could be wrong, maybe she did it off camera or something. But we're gonna try to stick to this and just see how it goes. I remember her saying that she doesn't like a matte finish. She likes to stick more to like the glowy, like dewy bronze look, so we're gonna try to stick to that as much as possible. Now it's time to move on to the eyeshadow part. Before I put on concealer, of course, I want to do the eyes. The eyes is really the highlight of this look. Now, we all know the famous Adriana Lima eyeshadow. I feel like her eyes are very siren vibes, and I feel like that's what I love about her iconic eyeshadow look the most, because I'm very into like the siren type eyes and like the dark eyeshadow and eyeliner in the waterline and just like around the eyes. I feel like it really puts emphasis on her eyes, especially because she has colored eyes, so I feel like it just really makes her eyes pop. I love that. I feel like my eyes will pop a little bit with this look. Maybe not as much as hers, but I feel like this look could also be really good for colored eyes. Just how I feel like blue eyeshadow will forever look the best on brown eyes. Don't get me wrong, you can make any eyeshadow look work and that doesn't matter, but there is just like certain colors and certain tones that do make certain eye colors and eye shapes pop differently. So when you kind of learn like the shape of your eye and what makes it pop and all of that, you can really enhance your features. First things first, I want to add just a little brown around the eyes here. And I'm not gonna really prep the lid for this one. It's more like a smoky look. It's not really like a cut crease, like really well put together look. It's more of like a darker smoky look, so we don't really need to prep it as much, I feel like. So we're just gonna kind of go in. This is like a really nice look, but it's also a hint of a messy vibe. So we're just gonna like rub that in. So already get kind of like a darker base going. And then I'm gonna pat just a little bit. I'm gonna get some black eyeshadow and I'm gonna put it where the liner goes, and I'm gonna make a small little wing with this black eyeshadow. So we want to make just a very small wing, like very subtle. And then I'm gonna go in with an actual eyeliner, but we're still gonna keep that smoky look going on. We don't want like a really clean, sharp eyeliner. So I already added on eyeliner, but I also put a little bit of black eyeshadow on top, and just kind of as I was putting on the black shadow, just like before, I was using my finger to just keep on smoking it out. Of course, I'm using setting spray to really get as much pigment as possible. I'm gonna add some of the black eyeshadow to the waterline. Okay guys, now one of my favorite parts, which is putting on the shimmer. Now I'm gonna do some bronzer. I'm gonna do it up here, and then I'm just gonna kind of bring it down like that to really help shape my face. But anyways, you guys, it just really goes to show how if you stick to something and you just really work hard at it, eventually your hard work is going to pay off. Of course, as cliche as that sounds, but it is true. And if you just stick to it in the long run, you will absolutely master whatever it is that you're trying to achieve. So instead of putting on setting powder, I'm going to use the brush that I used to wipe away the setting powder, so that way it's not super matte. And I still keep the dewy glowy look as much as possible, like I mentioned. Now I'm going to put just a little bit on my chin because I don't want to look oily either, but you see right here how it still looks like very like that glow effect. So just in certain areas, I'm going to put like my forehead, my chin, areas like that, so that way I still look glowy but not oily. Okay, so I'm also gonna put a little bit of bronzer on my forehead. Okay guys, so now I'm gonna put blush a little bit more like in the apples of the cheek, a little bit like more inside, and we're gonna go more like a little straight across and not up. Okay guys, so we're almost done, but of course we can't forget the mascara. For this look, we're gonna put on mascara also on the bottom lash. Notice for this look, it doesn't look like she has any false lashes on, so that's why we're sticking with mascara, but we're gonna try to enhance the mascara as much as possible. So I'm gonna go back and forth between curling it and applying it. Of course, I had to straighten my hair for this look, and to finish it off, I'm just gonna do a very simple lip for this look. I'm gonna go in with a brown lip liner, and then I'm just gonna put gloss on top. Okay guys, so this is the finished look, and overall what I took from this video and just Adriana Lima as far as like the research that I did and from what I've observed is you never know what's truly meant for you, but it'll all align in the end, so don't worry about it. And once you get that blessing, you just work hard towards it, you master it, and in the end it's all worth it and it just all comes together. Anyways, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and stay tuned for my next video because every week I do a different makeup look. And if you aren't already subscribed, make sure to subscribe because if you do, then I will keep you in my corazoncito forever. But yeah, you guys, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Bye, kisses.